Hello everyone and Katribu. Welcome to Kalingang Katribu. My name is Vernon Velasco, your host, and today we are joined by Edsel Ochoa, proprietor of Hippie Happy Bowls. Hello Edsel, good afternoon.
Hi, Brennan, and hi to the viewers of Usapang Business.
Yeah, first off, how are you doing Edsel? I mean, cooped up in the pandemic, you started your own business. How are you doing in
Um,
general?
Doing fine naman. Actually,
Mm-hmm.
surprised that parang ang bilis din ng time. Like,
Mm-hmm.
end of the year already.
Nice. Very fancy. So, you have this business, we call it Hippie Happy Bowls. Can you tell us something
Yeah.
about this business? What is the unique service proposition and, how it started?
Yes. Basically, Hippie Happy Bowls is a pop-up restaurant and
Mm-hmm.
food delivery service. So we started in 2020
Mm-hmm.
as a pop-up restaurant. So we were actually before the pandemic. We were joining mga weekend markets.
Mm-hmm.
We were invited to several community events.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the setup. It was a pop-up restaurant. We weren't actually doing any deliveries yet until the pandemic.
Okay.
So we were just moving around the city, one event to another,
Yeah.
providing vegan food bowls, basically,
So,
so
ba- so
plant-based.
yeah, so basically 2019 you started 2019 and then 2020
2018, we started.
2018, yeah, you were just about taking off. Let's say 2 years
Yes.
into the business, and then pandemic hit, and then you were disrupted. Can you tell us about your disruption story and how you adopted?
Yeah, in 2020,
Mm-hmm.
since yung pop-up is basically,
Mm-hmm.
the concept is really face-to-face in the community.
Mm-hmm.
So we had cancellations na because of the pandemic, because of the lockdowns.
Mm-hmm.
So we were out of business for a few months
Mm-hmm.
until the restaurant community. We were talking about how to get back into it, and of course, as we know it, the push forward yung online delivery service.
Mm-hmm.
So we adapted to that also.
Mm-hmm.
We adapted. But yeah, we also miss going into events, serving
Mm-hmm.
food during those weekend markets.
Mm-hmm.
So really, yung face to face with the community.
Okay. So you joined this, caravans, weekend markets, but how many do you have fixed branches? Let's say, um, because people are very very sentimental. They actually associate a place with the restaurants they like. So, okay, let's go to Tomas Morato. We can see Happy Bowls there.
We
Do you
didn't
have
have
social?
we for Hippie Happy Bowls, we didn't have
Mhm.
the brick and mortar shop
Mhm.
way back. We were still on our way into finding a space where we can set up.
Mhm.
But then at the same time, we started Secret Supper Club
Mhm.
Manila.
Mhm.
This one, the concept was really like an intimate dining event
Okay.
wherein we announce a specific date,
Mhm.
and then people will book for limited
Mhm.
seats.
Mhm.
And this one, we found a really nice place in Ermita, Malate.
Okay.
It was like a heritage place owned by a family there. And the look was pretty much like a corner of Spain.
Mhm.
It was really nice. It was hidden. It
Mhm.
was actually just behind Robinson's Place Manila and just beside the Department of Justice. But
Mhm.
nobody knew much of the place.
Mhm.
So when we saw it, um, 2020,
Mhm.
we started Secret Supper Club Manila. So it
Mhm.
was a private dining experience serving refined plant-based dishes.
Mhm.
And it was by reservations only.
Oo.
We only accommodate about a number of people per dining night. Parang
Mhm.
ganun.
So basically bigla-bigla na lang. Okay, let's paano to, parang let's put up uh, a dinner event, let's say, in Ermita. Parang bigla-bigla lang, top of mind. Ay,
Hindi
parang
naman.
light bulb.
It was actually inspired by
Mhm.
this food dining app called Eat With. I'm not sure if you're familiar with. It's like the Airbnb of food dining. So the concept is, yung Eat With, if you go into the app, they have partner home cooks or home chefs in different countries, wherein these home cooks and chefs, they host dinners in their own homes.
Okay.
So you book, let's say if you're traveling to, let's say you're going to the US for a vacation, and you wanted to, immerse yourself into some of the culture in that city, and you wanted to meet people in a different setting. So you can go to the app and find a host, who posts their specific dates on when they will be hosting these dinners. And then you buy a ticket.
Okay.
And from there, you get to meet other people who also bought the tickets. And it's become really, really unique dining experience. You get to meet other people.
Yeah.
So basically, the inspiration was from that.
Yeah.
So since we found the venue, so, but without the app, we just started with the community of vegans and those mindful eaters.
Yeah.
We started promoting that we have this private
Dinner experience.
Yes, of
Yeah.
yeah, the hidden place in Manila.
It's actually a very unique experience, and now that is, the restrictions are actually easing, gradually into, pre-pandemic levels. Do you think that's possible? And what do you think is the challenge in doing that again?
We've been struggling with it nga kasi the concept is really very intimate. If you saw the pictures of Secret Supper Club namin.
Nakadikit, di ba?
The people are just, people are just really seated beside each other kasi we can only accommodate about 20 people at a time. So the concept is really more than the food that we serve. It's actually the conversations between the people.
Correct, yeah.
And then we want to establish also friendships after. So it was a different restaurant setup, unlike restaurants kasi. You can separate, the tables and people come in and get a seat. But here kasi, the concept is really intimate and we want people to get to know each other.
Yeah.
So it's really hard. It's really been difficult. So we couldn't start it yet. We're still thinking of ways how we can make it safe. We're seated beside each other and talking to one another. So medyo challenging. It's really a challenge.
It's more like romantic clubbing. Diba? Yeah, are you the first of its kind to, di ba sabi mo inadapt tong business model na to from an app? Are you the first?
I think serving foods, but I think there are a number of chefs already who's been doing that. Non-vegan chefs who's done hosting dinners and lunches in their own homes or in specific occasions. But as far as I know, for a vegan setup, parang kami pa lang ata who's done that first.
Very, very fancy, Edsel. Last question before we take a short break. Do you sort of have a theme for this dinner event? Kasi parang I have attended once. Parang ito hypothetical setting na parang if the world were to end today, parang ano yun, yung parang ganun na setup. Parang kayo may ganun ba?
Sorry, you mean
what if the world were to end tomorrow tapos yun, tapos last dinner mo na yun. Parang ganun yung team. Kayo may ganun din ba kayo?
Hindi naman, but it's just really, it's centered on plant-based food. We wanted to share an experience of refined plant-based eating, shared with, people who will be there, without knowing them, and then hopefully at the end of the night, friendships, will be developed.
Yeah, and we will talk about more on those plant-based, haute couture of ay, hot diet when we come back on Kalingang Katribu. Stay tuned.
Botomoto Halalan 2022, the Daily Tribune special coverage.
Magpabakura kayo.
This public service advisory is brought to you by Daily Tribune and 100.3 RJFM. Magandang araw mga katribu! Narito na ang mga makakasama nyo tuwing umaga sa programang Gising Na. Roy Pelovelo, Comfy Manalo, Chinky Mangkukang, Vernon Velasco, Kim Sancha at Chirk Balagtas. Abangan ang programang Gising Na mula alas 8 hanggang alas 9 ng umaga sa Facebook page ng Daily Tribune.
Ilabas ng mainit na kape at samahan kami sa inyong pag-almusal, mga katribo.
Sama-sama natin alamin ang mga natatagong istorya sa mga latest na kaganapan sa loob at labas ng bansa.
Simulan ang bawat umaga with good vibes sa mga informative and recreational segments dito sa ating programa.
Maaari niyo rin ibahagi sa amin ang inyong opinion via Daily Tribune Facebook page at Tribune Now sa YouTube.
Makichika na rin sa latest showbiz happenings, mga katribo.
Kaya naman, magkita-kita po tayo mula Lunes hanggang Biyernes, alas 8 hanggang alas 9 ng umaga at magsama-sama po tayo sa
Gising Na!
Magpabakura kayo.
Botomoto Halalan 2022, The Daily Tribune Special Coverage.
You are watching Kalingang Katribu with Hippie Happy Bowls, Edsel Ochoa. Edsel, welcome back.
Hello.
Yeah. So you were talking about the plant-based diet your business model is basically zeroing in on. So can you tell us more about that vegan diet and what's the value added in that stuff?
Yeah, actually when I started to transition in 2016, I slowly learned there's a lot of how would I say it? Parang yung practices sa food industry natin is just really, if I could say horrible. Very
Horrible.
worrisome. If you will research more about it, there are really a lot of unethical practices in our food industry that we are not aware kasi usually what we see already are the end products. But if we can only, find out the processes that they do in regards to producing our food, medyo matatakot ka. Kasi nga, if I should say, right now, most of our sickness are actually attributed already to food.
Yes.
I mean, not too much about physical exercise, no? Kasi people are people are basically moving around. So in terms of movement, they're physically fit. But with regards to food intake, doon tayo nagpo-fall. Kasi nga, there's so much food being sold to us. Yung transparency on how our food is being made, yun yung worrisome. And with plant-based and vegan food kasi, we are very transparent that the ingredients that we use are just basically, raw, fresh ingredients. Plant-based vegan kasi, plant-based, and we talk about plant-based kasi when you talk about vegan, there are also
Super vegan.
like yung mga, now they sell all these veggie meats, baked meat, extra vegetable protein. For us, in Hippie Happy Bowls and Secret Supper, we try to stick to whole foods. Meaning these are food and ingredients that are less processed.
Yes.
So we use as natural as they can get. But of course, there are still, like the sauces and others. We get to use them also. But we try as much as possible to use fresh, natural ingredients.
Edsel, I was wondering.
Yes.
I was wondering, sorry to cut you off. Does less processed, meaning less, means, there's less price to pay? Or more? Kasi ba kapag more organic, more
There's a
expensive?
notion kasi when people are thinking people think that when you go vegan, it's very expensive.
Yes.
It's very expensive if you buy a lot of vegan products that are in the supermarket or in the groceries.
Okay.
But if you go fresh vegetables. Sobrang mura ng vegetables natin eh. Lalo na if you can go to the, to palengke. If you're not going to the supermarket and groceries, if you can go to the palengke. There's a lot of, there's a big price difference in the prices of vegetables. So I always tell them na try to source your vegetables in the palengke. Or there are a lot of, a lot of online businesses who delivers basically fresh vegetables. So, buying from those, you can really stretch your budget compared to going to the supermarket and buying all the pre-packed vegan food or frozen food. Medyo mapapamahal ka talaga. But if you can learn how to cook, using just really fresh ingredients and vegetables from the palengke or from online delivery service, you can really stretch your budget. Ang laki ng difference.
Pero yung mga gulay ninyo, saan yung origins?
Sa amin, sa Hippie Happy Bowls and Secret Supper Club, we try to source it as much as possible.
On the day?
Locally, na we buy from the palengke talaga or we deliver it. We have partner delivery services na mga nagpo-produce or nagki-carry ng mga ingredients that we use. So as much as possible, we use local ingredients na available na here. Available.
And how much is a ticket to your dinner event, let's say? For a full course meal, how much would it cost for a ticket?
In Secret Supper Club, it was the concept was it was a four-course dinner. We were just charging initially 5 per person, which includes two glasses of wine. Well, it runs the whole night. So with other diners na most of the time hindi mo kilala eh. Hindi mo sa bote. So it's a good way of developing conversation with other people while enjoying refined plant-based dishes that we cook for them.
Ayan. Since a lot of people are actually watching us right now, and this is a public service program, can you tell those people, what can you tell those people who are inspired by your passion project on the subject of starting a business?
Okay. In starting a business, it's really best if the business that you're going into it's really something you are familiar with and that you are there wholeheartedly. Parang wholehearted na you wanna go into this business. Kasi statistically, out of 10 businesses, only 2 will survive in, let's say, in the next 2 years. Ganun siya kahirap din. So it's not easy to just go into business. But it is better if you go into a business wherein you're not just in there for the money of it, but yung product na binibenta, it's really something that you believe in. And that long-term yung iniisip mo that if you fail in the next 2 years, you're not gonna quit. You're just gonna persevere and go through the learning process until you find your steps na and succeed eventually. So yun. But of course, start small. Keep your overhead cost low. Yun yung importante sa business. You keep your overhead cost really low.
And how do you keep your overheads very low?
I mean, like right now, during this pandemic, naka-home-based kami right now.
Yes, para lang bayad.
Wala kaming rent sa space. So, kasi we wanted to get a space also. But then, very uncertain eh. Diba yung lockdowns, hindi mo control eh. So that's why I feel for those who have the brick and mortar shops, diba? Talagang dumudugo yung mga yan. Kasi hindi.
Nagbabayad sila ng renta.
Sobra.
Tapos walang returns, no?
Yeah.
Edsel, is it important to have a problem in mind that you want to solve through your business, or just go start it?
Yes. One of the reasons I transitioned to become vegan, because there's a lot of positive things in transitioning to a vegan or plant-based way of living. For one, I think by now people are aware yung environmental impact of eating compared to agricultural farming. So may impact siya sa emissions natin that adds to the global warming of the planet. And second, sa animal agriculture kasi, masyadong ano yan yung antibiotics that we give to the animals. Siyempre, natatransmit natin yan when we eat the food. Unlike sa agriculture, sa plant-based, for one, compared to animal farming, less yung water na ginagamit in farming plants compared to animals. So malaking issue ngayon yan yung water na ginagamit between animal farming and plant farming. Of course, most vegans will tell you that the reason they are vegans is not because of health reasons, but because of the ethical and moral considerations. Yun nga, yung mga parang unethical practices na ginagawa sa food industry. So yun, but we talk about the climate crisis. Hindi na climate change, climate crisis na tayo. So one way to be able to help is actually, you start from your plate. The food that you eat. That's the very least that you can do. You can transition slowly, eat less meat, eat less, processed food, less imported food because, importing things actually adds to, yung carbon footprint natin. So if you can just really get and source your food, your ingredients, and other things that we use locally, then that's the best way. Kasi yung carbon footprint that we produce is really very, very low.
But how do you assess it in terms of communication? No? The moment the customer, let's say, flexes off the table, were you able to drive home the point that you're making through your business?
So, in the Secret Supper Club setup, yes, we were able to have that conversation. So, the guests that booked to us previously, most of them are non-vegans. We were just really curious. They wanted to learn, they were open. So in the Secret Supper Club setup, since it was an intimate kind of dining, we were able to do that because there was a conversation, that happens. But in Hippie Happy Bowls, the way we do it is through our social media platforms. So that's Instagram and Facebook. So that's basically our communication line.
Yeah, Instagram and Facebook, talking about that, can you invite our Katribu to, I mean, where can we find you other than that?
Yes, you can find us, Hippie Happy Bowls and Secret Supper Club, Manila. We have Facebook and Instagram pages or account. Secret Supper Club, we are not open to bookings yet, but we continue to post in, mga new dishes that we're creating in the kitchen, so that by the time we decide to open, they can already see, the progression of the dishes that we've been creating throughout this pandemic. So yes, you can order through our Facebook and Instagram pages.
Ayan. You are watching Kalingang Katribu with Edsel Ochoa of Hippie Happy Bowls and then some. When we come back, we are going to read the lighter side of Edsel on Kalingang Katribu. Stay tuned.
Botomoto Halalan 2022, the Daily Tribune special coverage.
It's time for the world to know. Outstanding Filipinos in America. The 11th Outstanding Filipinos in America Awards 2021. A salute to the heroes of coronavirus. Coming back live in person at the Carnegie Hall in New York City. Home to the TOFA Awards since 2011.
Boto mo to, Halalan 2022, the Daily Tribune special coverage.
You are still watching Kalingang Katribu with Edsel Ochoa, Hippie Happy Bowl Club, and then some. Edsel, welcome back.
Hi, everyone.
Yeah, on this segment, we are going to play a little game that's going to show very unflattering views of yourself. I'm sorry, joke. Pero yeah, it's called Never Have I Ever. So we're basically just going to throw questions and you sort of answer and elucidate further. So you ready?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Ito. Never have I ever blocked an online customer for being rude.
Not yet pa naman.
Yeah, not yet. Number 2 is had a celebrity customer for 2018.
Oh, yes. We've had it.
Yeah. And kamusta naman? Paano nila ni-receive yung konsepto?
Well, celebrities naman are pretty much aware of eating healthy food. So, and I've known some of them also. So it was good. It was received very, very well. And they actually shared it also to their followers.
Yan. I know ito Edsel. You're very religious in terms of, following the standard of food preparation. And this question is, have you ever skipped a standard procedure to meet delivery schedule with Hippie Happy Bowls?
So far, not yet. But we did deliver. There were moments that we delivered late.
Yeah.
We really wanted to, be transparent with everything that we do. So yeah, we'd rather be late. We'd rather be late. Kasi very risky din for us. Because may mga nag-order sa amin na may mga allergens.
Yeah.
Very specific sila sa food nila. So, we're very careful then not to skip any. Kasi baka ma-allergy sila. So, it's gonna be, heavy on us naman.
Mas elaborate ba, Edsel, kapag less processed yung food?
Not really. It's actually, working with vegetables, actually, it's really very, very simple. It's even harder na to cook meat, diba? And chicken, and fish. For me, it's just easy to cook vegetables. It's just really quick, diba? Wala masyadong processes na rin siya.
Ayan. But have you ever given an additional portion to your favorite customer? Let's say, naglambing. Ay, gusto mo parang Have you ever?
Yes, we did. Yeah. We've done that. May mga requests. Minsan may mga talagang madala kasi na kumain and they've ordered from us before and then when they order, they request, can you add more of this? But yeah, yes. We do that.
Last question. It's quite different from the first one. Have you ever improvised your set menu for a customer according to their liking and gained an insight from that?
Yes, we did. Actually, like I've said, there are customers who are really very, very sensitive to certain ingredients. So, as much as possible, we try to accommodate as much as we can without additional cost or price, dun sa selling price natin. And we've done that. There are people kasi allergic to nuts.
Yes, basically.
To wheat, gluten intolerant. So, we do that. We listen to them and we try to accommodate them as much as possible without any asking for any increase in our price.
Edsel, you sound like a man on a mission. It has been a delight having you at Kalingang Katribu today. Any final word?
Well, siguro with regards to plant-based food, would like to encourage our viewers right now, try to slowly transition into it and research more about it. Because I can personally tell you, the feeling that you will experience, the feeling that you will have when you go plant-based, mag-feel mo talaga yung changes sa body mo. Mag-feel mo yung difference na before you were very lethargic because you're eating a lot of meat. Suddenly, when you're eating plant-based, you're feeling light. You have all that energy in you. You're not so sleepy. You're not lethargic. So, right now, meron mga calls like, Meatless Mondays or Vegan Challenge for a week or for a month. So try that also. And you be the one to see for yourself the difference that it can have, in terms of your health.
Ayan, Edsel Ochoa, Hippie Happy Bowls, and Secret Super Club Manila. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Vernon.
Thank you, yeah. And that's it for today's Kalingang Katribu. My name is Vernon Velasco. Stay tuned, stay healthy, stay home. Good afternoon.